The siren's call, the vanishing. The SS Vengeance vanished into the Atlantic's Black Maw in 1923. A luxury liner turned ghost ship swallowed whole with 400 souls aboard. No wreckage, no distress call, just gone. Its polished decks, once alive with champagne laughter, faded into legend. Over decades, whispers grew, fishermen swearing they saw a rotting hulk drifting in fog, its hull peeling like flesh, its portholes glowing sickly yellow. Sailors spoke of screams carried on the wind, of crewmen who chased the sightings and never returned. Boats found empty, blood streaking the planks. The Vengeance became a curse, a name muttered only in shadow. Until now. The email hit their inboxes at 3:33 a.m., sharp as a knife through silence. No sender, no subject, just stark, cold words. You have been chosen. Midnight. Pier 13. Come alone. Attached was a grainy black and white photo of a ship, its hull decayed, name barely legible through the blur. Vengeance. A chill sank into their bones, but curiosity burned hotter. 5 students from Blackthorn University, a crumbling East Coast school near Boston, got the message. Lena Harris, 22, a paranormal psychology major with a sharp tongue and sharper doubts, scoffed at ghosts but studied them anyway. Jake Russo, 20, a wiry adrenaline junkie with a buzz cut, lived for urban legends, his dorm wall plastered with Bigfoot sketches and Mothman articles. Priya Patel, 21, a history nerd with dark eyes and a quiet intensity, knew the Vengeance's tale from dusty archives, her heart racing at the photo. Marcus Tate, 23, a lanky filmmaker with a cheap camcorder, chased stories like a dog after meat. This was his Oscar shot. Eli Carter, 19, pale and silent, hid his nightmares behind a mop of black hair. He'd been waking up screaming about a ship for months. They met at Lena's dorm, the email glowing on her laptop. "It's a prank," she said, voice flat. "Some creep with Photoshop." Jake grinned, cracking his knuckles. "Or it's real. You scared, Lena?" Priya frowned, tracing the ship's outline. "It matches the 1923 photos. Exactly." Marcus adjusted his camera. "We're going. This is gold." Eli said nothing, his hands trembling, eyes distant. They shouldn't have gone, but the pull was too strong. 5 moths to a flame driving through the night in Marcus's rattling van to Pier 13, a forgotten dock on the Massachusetts coast. The email's hook sank deep, and they couldn't shake it. Pier 13 stretched into the dark, its splintered boards groaning under their sneakers, its rusted lampposts spitting weak light. The Atlantic lapped at the pilings, thick with salt, and a sour rot that stung their noses. Midnight ticked closer, the wind biting cold through their hoodies. Jake bounced on his toes, grinning like a kid at Halloween. "This is it, guys. Ghost ship time." Lena rolled her eyes, flashlight cutting the fog. "It's just a pier. Nothing's here." Then the fog came, fast, wet, swallowing the shore. It coiled around their legs, heavy like hands, muffling their breaths. A low groan rumbled from the sea, deep and alive, shaking the boards. Priya grabbed Lena's arm. "Listen," she whispered. The fog parted, and there it was, the SS Vengeance, a monstrous silhouette clawing out of the dark. Its hull was black and blistered, barnacles crusting it like sores. Portholes glowed yellow, hollow and unblinking, staring at them. Ropes dangled, frayed and dripping, swaying with no wind. A gangplank creaked down, slamming the pier with a wet thud, its wood slick with green slime. Jake laughed wild. "Holy crap, it's real." He stepped closer, peering up. Marcus aimed his camera, muttering, "This is insane." Lena froze, her flashlight shaking. "Ships don't do that. This isn't right." Priya's voice trembled. It's been gone a century. How's it here? Eli said nothing, his face white, eyes locked on the deck. Jake climbed first, fearless, his sneakers slipping on slime. Come on, you wimps, Marcus followed, camera rolling. Priya hesitated, then went, her historian's heart overriding fear. Lena cursed under her breath. Idiots, but stepped up, Eli trailing silent behind her. The gangplank groaned under their weight, cold and spongy, like stepping on flesh. The moment Eli's foot hit the deck, the gangplank snapped shut, fast, loud, a guillotine's chop. Fog thickened, the pier vanishing. The ship shuddered, alive, its boards creaking like bones settling. They were trapped, and the vengeance was awake. The deck was a time capsule of decay. Tables stood frozen mid-meal, plates crusted with mold, wine glasses brimming with black sludge that bubbled slow. A gramophone spun in the corner, its needle scratching a warped tune. A woman's voice singing backward, high and jagged, slicing their ears. The air stank of wet rot and something sharper, blood old and sour. Jake kicked a chair, grinning. This is nuts. Look at this crap. Lena swept her flashlight, her voice tight. It's like they left yesterday. Priya touched a glass, recoiling as the sludge hissed, eating at the rim. This isn't normal. Marcus panned his camera down a hallway, its walls peeling, streaked with red. You hear that? He said, zooming in. Whispers slithered from the dark, soft, overlapping, clawing at their minds. You shouldn't be here. Leave. Join us. Eli flinched, hands over his ears. It's her, he muttered, first words all night. Lena snapped. Who? He didn't answer, eyes darting. Marcus rewound the footage, grinning. Got something? The screen flickered. A woman in a tattered gown, her face stretched into a rictus grin, teeth black and sharp, eyes sunken pits. She wasn't there a second ago. What the? Marcus started, then gasped. Something grabbed his ankle, long, wet fingers, gray and bloated, bursting from the floorboards. They yanked hard, nails ripping his jeans, blood welling fast. He screamed, high and raw, dropping the camera, clawing at the wood. Splinters stabbed his fingers, blood streaking red as the hand dragged him down the hall. Help me, he yelled, voice breaking. Jake lunged, grabbing his arm, but the force was too strong. Marcus slipped, his nails snapping off, leaving bloody trails. A wet crunch echoed, bones shattering, flesh tearing, then silence. The camera rolled on, lens cracked, showing his legs vanishing into the dark, blood pooling thick, black sludge mixing in. Lena grabbed Priya, pulling her back. Run, she shouted. They bolted, Jake cursing, Eli stumbling, the ship's whispers turning to laughter. Deep, wet, hungry. Marcus was gone, and the vengeance had tasted its first blood. The ship twisted around them, alive and cruel. Hallways stretched impossibly long, doors opening to madness. They stumbled into a ballroom, chandeliers swaying, dripping black goo, rotting dancers swaying in shredded suits and gowns. Their faces were gone, peeled away, leaving wet, red holes, jaws clicking as they turned, eyeless toward the group. Priya gagged, the stench of decay choking her. They're moving, she whispered. Jake swung a chair at one, wood splintering. Back off. The dancer's head snapped sideways, neck cracking loud, black slime spraying, but it kept swaying, arms reaching. Lena pulled him back. Don't touch them. The floor pulsed under their feet, wet and warm like a heartbeat. They ran, bursting into a nursery, cribs rocking slow, empty, sobs echoing from nowhere. A doll sat in the corner, its porcelain face cracked, eyes bleeding red. Eli froze, staring. She's here, he said, voice hollow. Shadows moved fast, long fingers brushing Lena's neck, cold and slimy. She spun, flashlight catching a face inches away. Hollow sockets, lips sewn shut with black thread, oozing pus. It grinned, stitches tearing, mouth splitting wide, showing rows of needle teeth. Lena screamed, swinging her flashlight. It cracked the ghost's jaw, goo splattering, but it vanished, laughter echoing. Priya found a passenger log on a table, pages brittle, stained with blood. "Look," she said, hands shaking. Names filled it, 400 from 1923, all marked chosen. "It's them, the missing. We're like them now." Eli's voice cut through, low and dead. "We were invited for a reason. She picked us." The lights flickered, then died, pitch black. Whispers roared, "You will join us. Stay. Bleed." Something grabbed Jake's leg, nails sinking in, ripping skin. He yelled, kicking free, blood soaking his sneaker. A door slammed shut behind them, locking tight. The ship was playing, and they were the prey. The dark pressed in, thick and alive, the ship's heartbeat pounding louder. Jake limped ahead, blood trailing, flashlight shaking. "We're screwed," he muttered, voice cracking. Lena swept her light, catching glints of movement, eyes in the walls, blinking red, then gone. Priya clutched the log, pages crumbling. "We need answers," she said, flipping fast. They found the captain's cabin, door ajar, air stinking of salt and rot. Inside, a desk stood, papers scattered, a logbook open. Jake grabbed it, reading aloud, voice trembling. June 12th, 1923. The seance worked. We summoned her, thought she'd bring wealth, power. But she was never human. She's ancient, endless. She wants more, always more. We're her feast now. His hands shook, dropping the book. What the hell? Priya's eyes widened, piecing it together. It's a trap. The vengeance lures people, chosen ones, to feed her. She's the siren. Lena's jaw tightened. That's why it vanished. She took them all. Eli stepped forward, his face pale, eyes sunken. "She's in my dreams," he said, voice hollow. "For years, singing, calling me. I saw this ship, saw her face." The walls pulsed harder, red goo dripping, pooling at their feet. A scream tore from below. Marcus's voice, warped, wet, begging, "Help me, please." Jake spun, flashlight catching nothing. "He's dead," Lena snapped. "It's her." The floor cracked, black hands bursting out, bloated, gray, nails long and yellow, grabbing at their legs. Priya kicked one, bones snapping, slime spraying, but more came, clawing, tearing Jake's jeans, blood welling fast. Eli's voice cut through, flat, final. "She owns us now." The ship roared, deep, alive, its heartbeat shaking their bones. They weren't escaping. They were her next meal. The cabin floor split wider, hands clawing up, nails ripping skin, Jake's calf shredded, blood pooling, floating midair, then bursting into black mist. Lena swung her flashlight, cracking fingers, goo splashing her face, hot and sour. "We're getting out," she yelled, dragging Priya toward the door. Eli followed slow, eyes blank, whispering, "She's coming." They hit the deck, fog thick, the ship trembling. The gangplank was gone, replaced by a jagged hole, the sea below churning with hands, hundreds, gray and bloated, reaching up, mouths gaping in the waves, screaming silent. Jake laughed wild, blood dripping from his leg. "This is it, the greatest story ever. I'm staying." He stepped back, grinning, into a shadow that wasn't there before. It wore Marcus's skin, stretched tight, eyes gouged out, mouth torn wide, black sludge pouring from it. "Jake," it gurgled, arms snapping around him, bones cracking loud. He screamed, high and raw, as it dragged him down, flesh peeling, blood spraying, his leg twisting backward, snapping clean. The deck swallowed him, leaving a puddle of red and black. Lena grabbed Priya. "Jump!" she shouted. They leaped, the sea hitting like ice, hands clawing their legs, nails sinking in, ripping skin. Cold, dark, screaming. They thrashed, lungs burning, blood clouding the water, then sand. They washed ashore at dawn, coughing salt water, shivering on a deserted beach. The vengeance was gone, fog lifting, the pier empty. Priya dug in her pocket, pulling out a sodden ticket. Next voyage, 1 seat remaining, ink bleeding, glowing faint red. Lena's ears rang, a whisper slithering through. "You can't leave. You're one of us now." She spun, seeing nothing, but the voice sank into her skull, cold and permanent. The beach was silent, the sun weak, casting long shadows. Lena and Priya sat, bloodied, broken, staring at the sea. The ticket burned in Priya's hand, the whisper echoing in Lena's mind. They didn't speak, couldn't. The vengeance was gone, but it wasn't done. Days later, the email arrives again. 3:33 a.m., sharp and cold. "You have been chosen. Midnight. Pier 13. Come alone." A new photo. Rotting hull, glowing portholes, vengeance scratched in blood. Somewhere the ship waits, hungry, patient, ready. The siren sings, her call endless, pulling more to her feast. The cycle spins on, and the Atlantic keeps its secrets, deep and red. If you like this story, please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos.